And if you can't, he's just going to stay there all day and pick you apart. Victor can. Victor's backhand is very strong. He's an even balance player. Forehand, backhand are both strong. He's not going to be stepping around a lot. He's going to be ripping balls off both sides.
There's great table position there by Victor. And Victor won the cadet trials last night to place himself on the cadet team. Kanak Ja, based on his world ranking, did not have to qualify. So these two members are going to be representing the United States in the cadet events internationally for Team USA, but now they are facing each other in the junior team trials.
We're going to see a lot of these back and forth rallies in this match. There's going to be a lot of rallying going on. They're both really even balanced players.
So both players have now been warned about making sure their toss is straight up in 6 inches. Corey, you can see a little bit of the hesitancy from Ja on the backhand side.
You really have to kind of, when you go to Victor's backhand, you got to go there with something serious, because he can wind up and just start unleashing on backhands, as you can see during this point here.
That's a nice touch there with the backhand chop, but credit Ja with the take my time, loop it to the open court, not rush. Kanak clearly has more international experience, being on the ITTF Hopes team and representing the United States in the junior worlds, but just looking at him physically, I'm more impressed with Victor's leg strength. You can see he's been looping a lot of balls with those very strong thigh muscles.
Yeah, a lot of people have been commenting. I know my doubles partner's commenting. Victor Liu has come a long way in the last year. He's really improved a lot. I mean, he's in this level now with this elite group of juniors. And he was good as a cadet, but he played more of the cadet game, and he's really grown physically and matured physically as well. And now those shots he always had really good technique, but there wasn't a lot of power, and now he's got the legs and the power to go along with the technique. One thing I think we're going to see a lot from Kanak is a lot of change of pace, Sean. He's going to try to keep Victor, to not allow Victor to get into, I always call it with these juniors, a rhythmic swinging, where it's almost like they're doing a drill out there and just cranking out both sides. Kanak's going to do a lot of change of pace, changing the direction and the placement of the ball. He's not just going to go out there and swing the same speed all the time, because if Victor gets a beat on that shot, Victor's going to have no problem countering with his own power.
It's going to be interesting if Victor does win this first game, what type of adjustments Kanak will do in order to force his offense. I have a feeling that Victor would almost like Kanak to open up a little bit soft to start working off of that ball versus having to start the point himself and letting Kanak do a little bit more counterattacking. Victor had the right idea, just didn't quite have his feet underneath him on that last forehand down the line. But he will have the serve at 9 apiece.
That's sometimes where you can see the experience of a player like Kanak, who's played a lot internationally, Sean, when they get in the pressure moments. They just keep along with the point. They don't force anything. And you can see Victor, he was out of position there, and he still tried to force the ball down the line.
Again, quality short return, handcuffing Victor Liu. Game point now for Kanak Ja. Game 1. Gotta have some guts to go for that deep serve.
Risky. He didn't really do that shot all game, but I'm kind of surprised Kanak got fooled on that one.
Wow. Very aggressive serve, then quickly forcing a backhand flip. Now Victor, 1 point away from stealing this game. Oh, that's just way too good. Victor Liu. Beautiful backhand off the bounce, down the line.
I like that he stayed with the pace of the rally on that down the line change, Sean. He didn't try to go really hard down the line. It was a perfectly placed ball, but he didn't try to add any extra power. He just made a real calm, cool, and collected shot down the line. Really good placement under a lot of pressure. That was a big first game for Victor.
There was no hesitation. There was no, what am I going to do? He actually planned it out. Got the ball he wanted.
One thing I think we're going to see change here from the Kanak Ja side, Sean, is when Victor gives him that short topspin hook serve, I think Kanak's going to suck the spin off of it and give him like that dead nothing ball return to Victor, and making Victor try to step in and flip with his backhand and maybe the second ball instead of playing a fast return where Victor can use the pace against Kanak. I think Kanak's going to start to do that a little bit. I saw that return on the last point there, and I think you're going to see a lot more of those kinds of returns. And he might even come over with the backhand and send a couple wide to Victor's forehand just to keep him honest.
Yeah, that's scary there, just to flip it safe into the backhand court. If Victor can put a little bit more spin on his backhand loop, to reduce the riskiness. That was, again, maybe one push too many by Victor, but got away with it.
If you're a Kanak Ja fan and watching from home, his first 3 points are exactly what you want to see.
That's a nice short to the forehand, pull the backhand, and then go quickly wide out, forcing Victor to be spending more time moving his feet than moving his hands to get to the ball.
But problem solved.
A little bit of a fading step away, but an angle that was there.
And Victor made it there, that's for sure.
And Victor does have the ability on his forehand loop is to do it primarily upper body and just come across the ball, while at the same time when he's in position, it seems like he has a little bit of a hitch in the forehand. It's a little bit of hands are moving faster than the shoulders, which causes the ball to have some good spin on it, but he can't drive it as well wide angles cross court.
And he gets a lot more drive on the backhand side. The forehand side does. It has like a little left to right fade on it.
That's a nice step in for that high backhand.
The change Kanak's made, obviously, is he went to the hook serve this time. He was doing the inside-out serve, the pendulum serve, and now he went to the hook serve to avoid that flip that Victor was getting into the point.
Very nice over-the-table flip. Victor showing some solid fundamentals on the short game. Oh, that was one ball way too many to go inside out. He had the down the line shot completely open. Just looking to make the more difficult shot even tougher.
Smart serve there by Kanak. He leaked that one out half long on purpose, and Victor soft spun it, and that's exactly what Kanak waited for. He was waiting on the step around and just pounced on that forehand.
One thing, Corey, I've seen both Kanak and his sister Prachi, they're very good at waiting on the ball. When they get a loose ball, they're generating more spin and speed, able to take it at different heights. I can tell that's been something that the coaches at World Champions and Topspin Club have really focused on to give them that luxury of not only moving the direction, but also driving through the ball.
Yeah, and when I've played Kanak before, one thing he's really good at, he's good at a lot of things, but one thing in particular, he keeps moving his feet as the ball's in the air to keep getting himself in a better and better position to where he could go anywhere with the ball, and then he just gets to pick his spot and hit it there. Versus some people, they just get themselves in a position where they can only hit one spot on the table, and it becomes really predictable.
That's the shot that Lou wanted.
Yeah.
Just over rotated a little bit at the end.
Yeah, if anybody thinks Victor overswung on that ball, they're mistaken. He's got that shot in his bag, and he's going to hit that. He's going to swing for that thing all day long. He's going to make it.
Wow, that's a great over the table. Very strong form and wrist play on that one. So Kanak Jod takes game number 2 to even up this match at 1 game apiece. It will be just the best of 5 in this junior boys team trials.
So we saw one of the changes Kanak made. He started using the hook serve more to the really wide forehand of Victor to basically say, if you want to return with your backhand, go ahead, but you're going to have to completely go out of position to be able to do that. Sean, what do you think Victor is going to do this game? How do you think he's going to solve that problem?
I mean, first of all, he's got to keep a close eye to see if any of those balls are coming deep and coming off the table a little bit, because if he's playing a backhand and they are coming deep, he's even going to be worse off. Whereas if he can play a forehand down the line off of a half-long serve, he completely takes the service advantage away from Kanak. Kanak's smart enough. We saw him do a couple deep serve just to keep him honest, keep him backed up, and then came in with a big forehand loop. So I would guess that Victor needs to keep a closer eye, make sure he's not trying to make too strong of a short return off of a ball that's coming off, while at the same time needs to get a little bit more into the middle of Kanak on the forehand side to back him up. Usually Kanak's much stronger on cross courts when he can actually play a super angle.
The other change I'd like to see Victor make is if Kanak does serve the ball half long to Victor's backhand side, Victor needs to open on that ball down the line sometimes, because Kanak is stepping really early on that step around.
See, that ball's coming off the end, and earlier he was stepping in on those. And
yeah, he was trying to drop it.
How are you going to drop a deep serve?
Yeah.
That serve might have gotten away from Kanak a little bit more, but
I don't think so. I think that was planned.
Yeah.
I think that was
it wasn't deep enough to be a deep serve, and it definitely trailed off the end. So Kanak really needs to focus in these first 5 points. Backhand opening needs to be just a little bit deeper, otherwise Victor's going to get to rev it up with his really strong topspin.
That's one of the changes they have to make coming from a cadet as they get older into the junior groups, is you can't get away with serving long anymore. Kids are bigger and they got more power.
Nice half-long serve. As you mentioned, Corey, earlier, Victor would not have much difficulty just in the backhand-to-backhand exchanges, knowing that he can take it down the line if necessary. We've seen him play a number of very well-placed balls from his backhand side out to Kanak's forehand.
I like that play, though. I like that Victor's trying to take the ball to different spots on the table. You cannot let Kanak just sit there and know where you're going to hit the ball. His hands are so good that Kanak will dictate play off of that ball. I do like that he's trying to change, even though that was a little bit riskier of a play. Even though he missed, it might set something up later in the game.
That was a nice drive on that ball. Just really heavy topspin. That's great fading across the body, but at the same time driving his legs through the ball to allow a cross-court shot out to Kanak's forehand. I thought he was going inside out at that based on his body position coming into the ball, but he just stayed with it and kept driving through the ball. I think with his racket tip a little bit up on the forehand, you see a lot more fades coming in.
There, Kanak served long, and Victor missed a long cross-court. That's the ball I was saying earlier before the game started. I'd like to see Victor play that backhand down the line into the Kanak drop forehand, because Kanak's stepping around looking to tee off on that thing.
Kanak would like to have that ball back. Again, very strong backhand play over the table.
It seems once there's a drop shot that has been played, Kanak has a huge advantage in the rally. If there's no drop shots being played, Victor has a huge advantage in the rally. So it's almost like Victor's trying to serve the ball long enough to where Kanak can't open strong. Like that. That's a nightmare.
It's a very comfortable ball for Kanak to turn on.
I think the Victor backhand is having some wear and tear on Kanak. I haven't seen Kanak miss this many backhands in a really long time. He's making some uncharacteristic errors this game.
Oh, those were two insane shots there. First the forehand inside out flip, and then a tomahawk cut across the body.
That is the 10-5 flip save.
And we got to do a bookmark for Jimmy Butler for a highlight on that last one. Those shots were just ludicrous.
Timeout. No, Victor waved him off. Victor's father is in his corner, and he waved off his father for the timeout. I like that. Victor's his own man out there, calling his own shots.
I was going to be, I don't want to be at dinner if he loses this game. Beautiful play by Victor. Very smart. Once he got Kanak off the table, did not rush or focus on anything other than keeping heavy spin on the ball so Kanak couldn't turn.
Game 4 here, Sean. Kanak's going to have to find a way to either open stronger off of Victor's half-long serves, or if the ball does stay short, he's going to have to try to get some drop shots in. He's got to find a way. And Victor's serving a heavy dose of topspin, almost letting Kanak, hey, if you want to flip, flip it out and let's rally away. That's Victor's strength. That's what he's looking for. And Kanak has to find a way to do like he did there in game 2, where Kanak was sucking some of the pace off those serves and giving him a little nothing ball, and maybe getting Victor to open a little bit softer, and then Kanak can come with the counterattack. Victor seems much stronger in the rally shot. He looks like he's just content to serve it out and let's rally, baby.
Get out of this short game.
Yeah, none of this drop shot business.
No more handcuffing. Let's just get into the bar brawl and just start slugging it out.
Feed it in and let's go.
That was a beautiful backhand stabbing
pseudo chop block.
And Stefan Fett calling a well-needed timeout in this best-of-5 match. Clearly not wanting this to get away.
I think is what we're going to see here, Sean. I think Kanak's going to have to abandon the backhand play a little bit, and he's going to have to step around, and we're about to see how good that Kanak job footwork really is, because he's going to have to put some miles on here and start hitting some forehands and turn Victor into a blocker. This backhand business is not going his way.
When he steps around, he's got to be willing to fully commit to actually be able to go to the forehand side, not just loop to the middle or the backhand. Out of the timeout, Team Jaw gets the point.
And that's the serve he was serving there in game 2 when he won, and he hasn't went back to it since. When Kanak started serving the hook serve. Because if Victor does flip that hook serve, then he's got to flip into the Kanak jaw forehand, which is what Kanak needs to be playing. He needs to be playing more forehands.
Oh, just forced that ball. Had exactly what he wanted. Looped up and through, catching the ball early. Now in a very difficult situation here, trailing 5-2, down 2-1. That's a nice positional play there by Kanak.
That's one of the things when you play a two-wing looper like Victor, you've got to find a way to stretch the table out to get him out of that comfort zone, get him to reach a little bit.
Oh, that's a very high quality reloop off the bounce. Almost seemed like if Kanak could have moved that ball 3 inches to the left or 3 inches to the right, he wouldn't have had that return come right at him with heavier topspin. Got away with
the play for Kanak, though. That's what he's got to do. He did get away with it, but that's what he's got to do. He's got to step around and use that forehand and put some miles on those legs, man. You can't save them. You're down 2-1. You got to go. Step around and let it rip.
Oh, quality shots, quality defense by Victor Liu, and then able to get that fading forehand in. Just enough sidespin on the ball where Kanak couldn't turn on it.
With Kanak's attack, when he's attacking there from the forehand side, I'd like to see him be able to come around the outside of the ball and get the ball off the sides of the tables a little bit. He keeps hitting through the back of the table, and Victor's got good hands back there and just giving some real solid blocks. I'd like to see Kanak with his attacks at the forehand be able to get the ball a little bit wider.
And again, that short inside-out serve. Big points right here. Kanak needs both of these points on his serve.
Kanak's going to go with the high toss here, I think, and I think he should go with the hook serve to the short forehand. That's why I'm sitting up here with you, Sean. That was a great no-spin serve.
Took both of them on his serve.
Two high tosses there. One he dug in with the corkscrew spin there. Got the ball spinning sideways. That's a tough ball to spin over the top of. You have to come around that ball. Here we go, 8-8. I love it, man. Victor just serving the ball out. Say, let's go.
Backhand to backhand.
Yep, you're stuck. You have to rally with me now. We're not doing any of this short ball stuff. I'm just going to serve it out, and we're just going to play.
I've got 10% more spin on my loop than you do. What are you going to do about it?
Yep.
Great play by both players. Kanak got a little bit of a lucky break there by that incredible angle and then quickly jumping on top of it to smash it away.
And down 2-1-9-8. If you ever want to get a little luck on your side, that's the time. All right, Sean, I was dead wrong last time. What do you think we're going to get from a serve here from Kanak Ja?
I think he's going to go as safe as he can. He pulled back into this game when it looked a little
he's not
dire.
serving long. There's no way.
He's going to probably serve short dead, nothing fancy.
One of those.
But again,
that's why you get paid more than me. You were right on the money.
Victor got him into the combination that you said he wanted to from the first game of just that backhand-to-backhand exchange, knowing that if Kanak does go out to the forehand, he's going to have a chance to get a free swing on it.
Yeah.
Again, it wouldn't surprise me to see Kanak go with a little bit more aggressive in this serve. And he does it. He gets it to 10-10. And
that was a really smart serve because why wouldn't you step around if you're Kanak Ja? Victor hasn't played that backhand long serve up the line yet. So why not? You know he's not going to do it 10-9 match point.
Right. Had he done it, there would have been clear sailing.
Oh my God. No chance.
Let's 10-all.
Why would he serve anything but long? Serve it long and play. I don't like that decision by Victor there. You dance with the one who brought you, right? Serve it long and let's go.
Here's where you're beginning to see a little bit more of the international experience show. Kanak playing within himself, Victor playing a little bit riskier. Well, that's just solid play on the backhand side by Victor Liu. Just waited for that short ball, a little reminiscent of what we saw Lily Zhang do against Tina.
If I were in Victor's corner right now, I would call a timeout and say, if you serve anything but the long topspin serve with the backhand right now, I'm pulling you out of the match. Like, that's what you should serve. It's been working. the last thing he wants is short. I don't get it. Kanak trying to psych himself up.
Nice opening off of a little bit of banana backhand to the center.
Will somebody please tell Victor to serve this ball long?
And I would definitely, if I was getting the ad right now, call a timeout. You've got it at your disposal.
If I'm
think
Victor's
about
coach
it.
right now, I call a timeout without even thinking. That's a...
He got into the backhand-to-backhand exchange, but he played that last ball a little bit more tight in.
But when he serves the ball to the forehand in the backhand exchange, Sean, Kanak's able to play the softer return so that Victor can't, there's not as much energy on the ball. Victor's better when there's a lot of energy on the ball. There's some speed and some spin going on. But when it's slow like that, that's when Kanak has the advantage. Will somebody please, I feel like we're watching the movie Tin Cup. When he keeps hitting another ball and nobody tells him that he could just go spot his ball up. Well, somebody please tell the guy he can serve long.
There he goes. He takes the point. Now the question is he going to be aggressive off the serve and realize that Kanak has to play a little riskier?
He's got to flip or cut out. The last thing he needs to do is play a drop shot. Whoa, down the line on match point. What a heck of a match out of Victor Liu. That is an upset, and
so
he played
we've got
unbelievable.
the cadet boys winner taking down the #1 cadet in the country in a junior boys team trial match.
Victor's 2-0 now in his group. Before this match, he just beat Alan Wong in the similar fashion, deuce in the 5th. This one was deuce in the 4th. So Victor now is 2-0 in the group, and Kanak falls to 1-1.
Victor definitely in the driver's seat in the junior event.
He's in the driver's seat. His two toughest matches are out of the way now, too.
How cool would that be for him to make both the cadet team and the junior team following along the same lines that Kanak has done, as well as Kunal Chaudhry, making two teams at the same time?
Yeah, that's really cool.
Gives you basically all the international experience you want when the juniors are sent, whether it's to the junior tournaments or the Hopes tournaments.
Yeah.
But he did finally find that wide forehand to take the 3-1 victory.
Well, nobody go anywhere. Coming up next, we have the defending champion, Timothy Wong, 3-time defending champion Timothy Wong, against Mark Hazinski, hailing out of Texas, being coached by Danny Seemiller. We will be back with you in a few minutes.